Ani, bonjour, kwe kwe. It's Catherine from Moonstarlodge in Central Ontario with a reading for the week of September 25th through to October 2nd. This is a big week for us. It's the new moon on the 28th of Weaves the Web, but also for Brian and I, it's the Bay Studio Tour here in tiny Ontario, and it's our 10th year. So if you're in the region, we invite you to come on Saturday, October the 1st or Sunday, October the 2nd. Lots of deep discounts on our art and Indigenous creations, Brian's woodwork. And so the energy has been building, and it's a beautiful week. Once again, I'm using a series of decks that I used last week. I'm using the Secret Language of Light by Denise Jarvie, the Brotherhood of Light Egyptian Tarot, the updated version, the Magdalene Oracle, and that's Tony Carmine Salerno, the Divine Feminine, and that's a picture of the Mary Magdalene card, by Megan Watterson, the Peace Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno, Shaman's Dream, Dr. Alberto Vaioldo, the Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco, and the Tarot of Light, Tarot of Light by Karen Jarvie and Tony Carmine Salerno. Once again, I am completely gobsmacked, as the Brits say, about the push from Spirit to discuss concepts of light and concepts of light moving through us in a sacred way. And so I'm using these cards again, and Spirit has indicated I am to use them again for next week, and that's just fine by me. I'm loving these decks. Some of them are very new to me, and I'm working through gaining insights with every time I use them. So let's go to the cards. So here are the 7 Tarot Light cards, and one each of the other decks that I mentioned to act as clarifiers. We start, the significator is the Knight of Trees, and he is the custodian. Trees in this deck is the same as Pentacles, and he is the steward of everything that is and being in protection of everything that is in our earthly walk, in our third dimensional life. So our finances, our family, our home, our businesses, our work, what it is we do as we move through this third dimension. So we have this Knight of Pentacles as an external spiritual overarching force. We also have that energy to call upon within us as we move through this week to basically protect our life in this earth. The Two of Hearts here is union between two people. Of course, it's always at a very basic physical level, romantic, but it's also at an emotional and spiritual level, our own union of self, of body, mind, spirit. We have to be, our animus and anima have to be connected and unified. Otherwise, we have confusion. We cannot be too left brain and linear and logical. We can't be too right brained, or we're scattered and not making sense for ourselves. We lack direction. So this is the embodiment of balance between within relationships with others, but essentially within ourselves. Because this is an earth-based thing, this very much does have an external relationship. So we need balance within ourselves and within the relationships around us, particularly the significant others. This card came up last week, the Three of Stars, which is wands. It means a direction, it's visions. We can see a journey ahead. We're still on this journey movement phenomenology. And so we are in balance and we are protecting the direction that we're heading. We do come to a place here of stopping. This is the 10 of Angels, the same as the 10 of Swords. So it is recognizing where we are moving forward, but it's recognizing that something else in our earthly walk has stopped. It's the same as the 10 of Swords. So it's an ending. But if you think of the original Rider-Waite depiction, that person who's laying full of swords, dead, it's done, the acceptance that it's the end of that cycle and moving on, you'll see there's light on the horizon. This is saying that we're surrendering here to the fact that there is something new happening. This vision has created the need to accept that something has come to an end and we're done with it. The Five of Trees, again, we're back to the trees. We have two more tree cards here. The Five of Trees is about limitations, acknowledging limitations, but that doesn't mean to surrender or give up. The limitations here are followed by a step up to contemplation, taking the time to think about directions, to be analytical. Normally, this speaks of experience. So it's taking our experience that we can apply to this new direction. Sevens are always experience. Might be feeling a little ho-hum, might be slanted a little more to the negative aspects. So you need to be balanced in bringing forward what it is in your contemplation that moves you forward. And by the end of this week, in this, once we've passed the new moon, we have the Force of Strength. So this is a major arcana card. Awesome. So what do we have as influences? Well, first of all, we have heart space. Heart space is again a tree in this particular deck. So it's an alignment with blending, thinking through the mind and, thinking through the heart and feeling through the mind. That's in part what's going on here. Being balanced. Recognizing that you're on a soul journey. Again, all of this speaks to this being karmic in nature, just like last week's reading. This Four of Wands from the Egyptian Brotherhood of Light deck. This Four of Wands is about the success. That's the one card after this card. So they're both wands. They're about the completion. So you are going to complete this successful new direction. The Deep Quiet card for meditation and stillness speaks to this surrender card. You need to stop and analyze. This is analyzing and surrendering and saying, okay, I really have to accept this new direction in my earth walk. But you're helped here by this goddess Isis. Isis was the one of the first physicians. She is a goddess, and she is the goddess of magic. Magic in its alchemistical intention. She is speaking here of sexual energy is sacred. It's very much the passion, the fire in the belly, second chakra stuff. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. She brought her husband Osiris back to life. She was capable of manifesting life out of death. So something that you may think is ended, she is bringing you new life with the kind of passion that comes from all these, this Wands energy here. And we had Wands energy with the King of Wands last week. So I'm seeing a continuity here. So call on Isis to bring birth, to bring the energy and the passion into this new endeavor that's manifesting. This card here, the Matrix, isn't talking about the concept that was in the movie. This is about the synthesis of life, and this is exactly what Weaves the Web is about. We cannot possibly know with our human mind everything that's going on. We can only, the author suggests that this card is like being presented with a 1,000-piece puzzle, but you've only been given a dozen pieces out of that. We cannot possibly know how things interconnect, but we need to have the faith in our connection with Source, that this is part of our soul journey, and it's divine, it's intended, and it's going to happen just fine. The animal totem to guide us is owl, and this is wisdom. This is wisdom not to fall into fear, which is an old tape and loop for most of us. You can flip the camera, Brian. This reading is a little bit more sobering and connected to Earth than last week. A whole lot less woo and a whole lot more practical for most people. Most people can grab this and get out of their head with it. I think that, again, this speaks to the collective. It may not speak to certain individuals, and that's fine. You know, it's meant for the collective, so most people will resonate with this. This is a very practical approach. Things that we can do easily and know that we're in the right direction. We just have to be at ease with ourselves, knowing and loving and respecting ourselves, and staying balanced. All right, Miigwech, Yawen, thank you for getting through to the end here. Leave me a comment, I will answer you. Throw me a coffee in the old coffee pool down there. We're hoping to see some of you at our Bay Studio tour this weekend. So, Miigwech, aho, be peace.